Well, hello again from the Delaware River, and welcome back to the Lessons of A Course in Miracles. Today we are starting review number 6, and man, we are in for a beautiful and wonderful teaching today. So first I'll read the introduction, and then we'll get into this one lesson that we're going to be pondering during this review period. And it's definitely one of my favorites. So here we go. Review number 6, Introduction. For this review, we take but one idea each day and practice it as often as possible. Besides the time you give morning and evening, which should not be less than 15 minutes, and the hourly remembrances you make throughout the day, use the idea as often as you can between them. Each of these ideas alone would be sufficient for salvation if it were learned truly. Each would be enough to give release to you and to the world from every form of bondage and invite the memory of God to come again. With this in mind, we start our practicing, in which we carefully review the thoughts the Holy Spirit has bestowed on us in our last 20 lessons. Each contains the whole curriculum if understood, practiced, and accepted and applied to all the seeming happenings throughout the day. Happenings. What does he mean by happenings? And I think I'm saying that because, when happenings happen, it's usually an opportunity to observe your ego mind being a little turd. Okay, one is enough, but from that one, there must be no exceptions made. And so we need to use them all and let them blend as one, as each contributes to the whole we learn. These practice sessions, like our last review, are centered around a central theme with which we start and end each lesson. It is this: I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. I love that one because it rhymes, and it's like, I don't know, that one just sticks in my mind. A lot of these lessons, especially this year, stick in my mind, but I'm not a body, I am free, for I'm still as God created me. I just love that. It's like a declaration. There's no arguing that one. The day begins and ends with this, and we repeat it every time the hour strikes, or we remember in between we have a function that transcends the world we see. Amen to that. Beyond this, and a repetition of the special thought we practice for the day, no form of exercise is urged except a deep relinquishment of everything that clutters up the mind and makes it deaf to reason, sanity, and simple truth. That's so funny, like an offhanded way of saying, basically all our little small thoughts, just give them up, relinquish them, and, everything's okay. I'm just going to read that again because I think it's powerful, and it's kind of funny how big it seems, but it really is very simple. Beyond this, and a repetition of the special thought we practice for the day, no form of exercise is urged except a deep relinquishment of everything that clutters up the mind and makes it deaf to reason, sanity, and simple truth. I love that. We will attempt to get beyond all words and special forms of practicing for this review, for we attempt this time to reach a quickened pace along a shorter path to the serenity and peace of God. We merely close our eyes and then forget all that we thought we knew and understood. For this is freedom given us from all we did not know and failed to understand. There is but one exception to this lack of structuring. Permit no idle thought to go unchallenged. And this is a beautiful teaching. This is like accountability, self-accountability, PhD level. Permit no thought, no idle thought to go unchallenged. If you notice one, deny its hold and hasten to assure your mind that this is not what it would have. Then gently let the thought which you denied be given up in sure and quick exchange for the idea we practiced this day. When you are tempted, hasten to proclaim your freedom from temptation as you say, This thought I do not want. I choose instead peace, unconditional love, forgiveness. I mean, whatever it is that you want to put in there. I think what would naturally come out for me is peace, but it's up to you, students. And then repeat the idea for the day and let it take the place of what you thought. Beyond such special application of each day's idea, we will add but a few formal expressions or specific thoughts to aid in practices. Instead, we give these times of quiet to the teacher who instructs in quiet, speaks of peace, and gives our thoughts whatever meaning they may have. To him I offer this review for you. I place you in his charge and let him teach you what to do and say and think each time you turn to him. He will not fail to be available to you each time you call to him to help you. Let us offer him the whole review we now begin. And let us also not forget to whom it has been given as we practice day by day, advancing toward the goal he set for us, allowing him to teach us how to go and trusting him completely for the way we practice, for the way each practice period can best become a loving gift of freedom to the world. So each practice period is a loving gift of freedom to the world. Well, that will make you do your homework. Okay, let's see. Oh wait, we're going into this review here. Lesson 201. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. The lesson for review is, I trust my brothers who are one with me. No one but is my brother. I am blessed with oneness with the universe and God, my Father, one creator of the whole that is myself, forever one with me. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. All right, so trust. I trust my brothers who are one with me. Interestingly, I was having a conversation about trust yesterday, and it was kind of like, in the middle of like resolving a dispute I was having with my partner, and this idea of trust came up, and I think this is good for me so that I can actually ponder this today and think about what it was that I was actually saying, and and that I don't forget that we're all one. And if I think, I don't have trust in someone or something, that I really don't trust myself. So anyway, and a little bit of comedy here. I mean, I wish so much that I could have met Helen Schuckman, and I wonder, is this how she talked? No one but is my brother. I mean, that just sounds so funny to me. In the 1960s, I don't think people actually talked like that. But whenever I see it like that, like the but just seems out of place. So I end up putting the second T on it and just laughing. Like no one but is my brother. I don't know. It's just funny to me. Sorry for interjecting that. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, well, thank you, Helen, for everything you've done. I have benefited so much from these teachings, and I'm really just lightening up and having fun. I'm sure you're not judging me, and just wanted to acknowledge you in this language that is just funny to me. But I think it just makes me want to read it more because it's like a language deep dive. Okay, let's see what A Year of Forgiveness has to say about Lesson 201. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one you know as Jesus. All the trials and tribulations you go through in your daily life happen because you try to be something you are not. You try to be socially acceptable. You try to be something your parents taught you to be. You do not listen to your guidance system. You do not listen to that deep truth inside you that is love, joy, creativity, and self-expression. Freedom, self-expression, and love. These are the pursuits that should occupy your mind. You are as God created you. You are not a mistake. You have come here into this dimension, this pointed 3D experience you call your life, and it is a detour into fear. It is a detour into something not your natural home. Many of you say to each other, I do not feel as if I belong here. I've definitely said that. I do not feel that my family is the right family. Said that too. I almost feel as if I've been dropped into the wrong place. It is because you are not at home here. You have walked far away from home. The story of the prodigal son comes to mind. The child leaves his father's home and goes on a great adventure. At some point, he gets tired and broken, loses all his money, and he wants to come home. That is where most of you are right now. You have had your adventures, you have chased many idols in the world, and you have yet to find the happiness you seek. Now you want to come home, but you are scared. You have become lost in the wilderness. You are confused. That is what this text is for. It is the gentle map home. You cannot be taken home too quickly because you have chosen to go on this long and arduous journey, this detour into fear. You will never have your free will overridden. It is so important that you understand this. Some of you fall down on your knees in despair and plead, please take me home. I don't want to be here anymore. You are here through your free will. You are unloving through free will. It takes a little bit of an education for you to see that all the suffering you experience comes from distortions in your mind that you believe in and continue to practice throughout the day. These gentle lessons rehabilitate your mind and reclaim your sovereignty. You must do them by your choice. We cannot do it for you because you will never have your free will taken from you. It is one of the greatest gifts you have to choose the experience you want to have. You can make this a nicer journey by choosing love as often as possible and forgiving as deeply and frequently as possible. Within a very short time, you begin to see the transformations these practices bring. If you continue them over the years, you slowly erase all the idols and unforgiving ideas in your mind, and you come to a deep peace and acceptance of yourself as you are. You realize God created you. As you are, as you realize God created you. A beautiful sacred being who is immensely creative, loving, and kind. That is what will be left at the end of this long process of erasing everything from your consciousness that is not true and that you do not want to carry around as a burden any longer. I am that one you know as Jesus, and we will speak to you tomorrow. Well, I mean, if there's anything you want to ask God for, it's that. To remove all this gunk and debris from our minds so that we can have peace, and feel like we're at home before we leave this body and go back to spirit. That is what will be left at the end of this long process of erasing everything from your consciousness that is not true and that you do not want to carry around as a burden any longer. All right. So today we are going to say, I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me, in the morning, in the evening, and throughout the day. And then when you start to have those feelings or upsets or whatever they called it in the first lesson here, you can choose what you want to have instead. I am not going to have this thought. Instead, I choose whatever. Peace, love, forgiveness. I don't know, ice cream, well, whatever, but free will, use it. Love you all, see you tomorrow.